just start to realise very quickly how inhumane and cruel this is. And just the evidence around the number of dogs that are getting hurt, the number of dogs that are dying, and also the fact that we're propping up this cruel industry with WA taxpayers' money.
Yeah, my name's Mel Harrison and I'm the current president of Free the Hounds. We're a greyhound advocacy group in Western Australia that primarily want to educate the community of Western Australia on greyhounds and how beautiful they are as pets, but ultimately to end greyhound racing in Western Australia is what we would like.
My wife and I were looking to have a dog, introducing it to the house. We were very fond on greyhounds in general. They seemed quite a good match for our lifestyle, our household. So we went through and visited a couple of the greyhound centres that were adopting greyhounds, which is where we got our first greyhound. Met one in person, instantly fell in love. It was a quick decision after that. When we first met Scotch, he had a broken leg, a broken back right. It was still bandaged up. He was not using it, so he was essentially hopping around. Still seemed a little bit shell-shocked at the time. He was a little spaced out, very apprehensive, but we could see that he was quite a placid and, from what we could tell, had a bit of a kind heart. When we first met him, we knew that it was going to be a lot of effort to rehabilitate him with his leg. We've done our best to help him heal, taken him to physio sessions as well to help him walk a little bit better. It's unfortunate that when we first met him, he didn't seem in the best shape, but we're really glad that we've given him a good home now and he's a very happy dog.
Racing and Wagering WA uses a statistic where they say that 99.7% of dogs finish the race safely. To get that, they count one dog. Let's say one dog in 1 year has raced 100 times. So if that one dog gets an injury, then that's just a 1% injury rate. Whereas that one dog has got an injury, that's a 100% rate. So really, when you look at how many dogs over a year have raced for 2023, then the injury rate is actually about 37%. So they call it starters. So instead of calculating the injury rate by dogs, they're counting the injury rate by starters.
A lot of the stuff and the treatment that these dogs need, it's not cheap. And it's not easy to see a dog that you love in pain. For instance, my dog who lost her 2 toes to racing, she's only 8, yet she can't go for much longer than a 10 or 15 minute walk at any one time because she starts limping. And that's purely because she's lost those 2 toes, so her gait has changed. So that's affecting her shoulders, it's affecting her spine. It's just, it's these things that just continue.
Racing, Riley Hazard was away well, tries to push through on the inside. There's a lot of trouble, and Right Knight looks home. Raced up to Pat Up Tilly, 3 lengths away, he's a hot shot, and then came Riley Hazard further back in the field, taken on moment, and then came Human Fund and Shamala, but Right Knight goes for home. Race clear from Pat Up Tilly, who's battling on, but Right Knight, too good, beat Pat Up Tilly, and third in Riley Hazard from Human Fund, and then came Shamala, followed by He's a Hot Shot. It was one of the last ones home. Well back was Human Fund, tailed off, was taken on moment.
Do you have pet insurance?
We do, yes.
And does that cover any sort of within that with the dogs?
With Scotch, unfortunately, not much. Our previous greyhound, Nora, the pet insurance helped a little bit with a few visits, but because of his outstanding injury to begin with, just about everything we take him to the vet for stems back to that as a primary cause. So we're essentially not really covered for anything other than an accidental death, or something that's leading towards that. It'd have to be pretty severe, I think, before we get any coverage.
My name is Honey Rawlings. I am a vet nurse. I guess because the dogs initially, there's 100 dogs maybe that present in a night to race. So, you're seeing all of these dogs, and some of them will race once, twice a week. So you kind of develop a bit of a relationship. You get favourites. And, you do become sort of friendly with, the trainers and the participants of the sport because they're around. It's just the nature of it. And, the races are quite short, so you spend a lot of time interacting and socialising sort of between them. And I suppose it just, over time, I didn't want to put down dogs that I knew and who were young and otherwise healthy and who, in the right circumstances would have a treatable injury.
Well, it actually started during COVID when I decided to foster. And then it was a very big slippery slope from fostering to adopting and then rinse and repeat. And now I am involved with Free the Hounds and Gawa with my two beautiful boys. And then sometimes we also have a third dog in the house when I decide to foster as well. And so they've just become pretty much my whole life at this point. And I think advocating people, especially people I meet and my friends, about trying to end greyhound racing, as a lot of people still can't even believe that it exists, has become really important because I didn't know that so many people didn't know, the kind of situation that the greyhounds are going through.
I am doing what I can outside of being a parent and a dog owner and having a job. I am doing whatever I can to try and spread the word with people I know and my local community and online that, greyhound racing is cruel and unsustainable, and also supporting a local rehoming group, independent rehoming group who fosters and adopts out ex-racing greyhounds, so trying to just get more into homes, rescue them from the industry. But I would love to see more volunteers in both of those spaces, advocacy and also fostering and adopting, because ultimately there's just nowhere for these dogs to go once their owners and trainers have finished making money off them. There's nowhere for them to go.
Mental health side of things, when it comes to supporting something like gambling, surely that's a factor that should be considered by the state government, that we're funding a system that is actually promoting gambling, which is not great for people's mental health.
100%. And also, for a step back even further, is why are they advertising it as family friendly? There is nothing family friendly about a child going to the track and seeing a dog get injured. Nothing is family friendly in that. And there are so many links to gambling now and to mental health. Suicide rates in gambling addicts is huge. The federal government have brought out last year 31 recommendations because they did an online gambling inquiry into it. And one of those was no advertising, because as we all know, you can't turn on any kind of social media or television without seeing gambling advertising. And another one was these enticements So if you're gambling and you might have $1,000 and you bet it, they'll say, okay, we'll give you another $1,000 of our money. Well, one of the recommendations is they stop that. So
bonus bets.
Yeah, exactly. So what Ian Edwards, the CEO of Racing and Wagering, he actually put that in a letter that was going to impact on the wagering revenue. State money that is going to incentivise people to gamble, because that's really, racing and wagering are owned by our state government. So they're putting money, they're loaning money, if you like, to at-risk people to get them to gamble more of their hard-earned money that's already been taxed, from whatever their job might be. And then they're giving them more. They're lending our money to them to do that. For what? So the board of Racing and Wagering can get paid so that the CEO and the people in there can get paid. To me, it's so wrong.
Definitely on the rehabilitation side, when we adopted Scotch, we essentially had nothing. So it was up to us to figure everything out, right from the point of him removing the bandages, working with multiple vet visits to really figure out how bad his break was, what we could do to try and help him walk a little better. And that's been ongoing now since we've had him. So it was a little daunting coming into the adoption, not really knowing how to treat and how to rehabilitate his injury. Knowing that dogs need to be on their legs all the time, it was obviously a major concern for us that if he couldn't walk properly, what were we going to do? We made sure that the household was set up as best possible to accommodate his injury. But it was just a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of working with other friends, people in the community that had greyhounds that have had similar issues. So a lot of research and a lot of effort. It's just a little painful to think that for those wanting to adopt a dog in a similar condition, if they didn't have that time and availability or were a little distance from the community, it would be such a mountain to climb.
Do you think they prioritise profits and making money over the welfare of an animal?
That's the human race in a nutshell. Money will always come before animal welfare, sadly, but that's true.